Hello guys, so today we will be discussing about decomposition reaction. Okay, so in the previous video we have discussed about the combination reactions. So I have made two separate parts for combination reaction in order to understand it in a detailed manner. Now we will go for decomposition reaction. Okay, so we are going to go for decomposition reaction. So what is this decomposition? Okay, so whenever we come across this word decomposition, it is mainly in biological sciences, right? So in biology, you would have learned about decomposition. What is decomposition? It is nothing but you're going to break a substance. Okay, so let us take one substance. So let us assume this is substance A. Okay, this substance A is going to undergo the decomposition process in which it is going to get simplified into smaller substances like this, and so on. Okay, let us assume this is B, C, D, like that. Okay, so this A compound got broken down into two or more substances like B, C, and D. Okay, it is nothing but a simplification process. Suppose you have a very complex matter, okay, you're going to simplify it into simpler compounds. That is called as decomposition reaction. So for this decomposition reaction, you need some energy. Okay, some energy we have to supply, otherwise we cannot break this complex compound into simpler substances, right? So what are the various kinds of energy we can do? The first energy that comes into mind is heat. Exactly, whenever we heat a substance, it gets simplified. Into mind is heat energy. Okay, second one is electricity. So we can supply electricity in order to bring about decomposition. And last one is light. Okay, so this light could be artificial light or natural light. Okay, you can even have the solar light, or you can even do some kind of UV radiation, something like that. Okay, so these kind of energies are required to bring. Okay, so these kinds of energy is a must for decomposition reaction to take place. So now you tell me. Okay, now you tell me, under decomposition reaction, how many types we are going to study? Exactly, we are going to study three types of decomposition reaction. Okay, so one is by means of heat, okay, which is called as thermal decomposition. Okay, thermal decomposition. Second one is by means of electricity, so it is electrolytic decomposition. And third one is by means of light, so we are going to do photolytic decomposition. Okay, so based on the energy source, okay, based on what kind of energy we are supplying, the decomposition reaction is of three types. One is thermal, next one is electrolytic, third one is photolytic. Okay, so first we'll start with thermal decomposition. Already discussed, thermal decomposition reaction involves heating. Okay, we are going to heat a complex substance to form simplified substances. Okay, so now with the help of few experimental examples, we will understand what is this thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, so first we are going to take one simple experiment. Okay, so with the help of ferrous sulfate. So this ferrous sulfate crystals, okay, are easily available in our laboratories. Okay, these ferrous sulfate crystals are actually green in color. Okay, light green. Okay, a little bit of darkish. Okay, so this is ferrous sulfate dot 7H2O. These are crystals. So this ferrous sulfate is nothing but ferrous sulfate dot 7H2O. So this is the chemical formula of ferrous sulfate. Now we are going to take a test tube and we're going to take ferrous sulfate crystals in it. Okay, the crystals are in a form of pellets. So we're going to take FeSO4.7H2O crystals inside the test tube, and then with the help of a clamp, we are going to heat it. So when you are applying heat to ferrous sulfate, what happens? Let us go step by step. First, what happens is ferrous sulfate dot 7H2O. Okay, this is the crystal. Upon heating, it forms ferrous sulfate, and the 7 molecules of water is released, or it is evaporated. Okay, so this is in solid form, this is again solid, and this is in liquid form. Okay, so it is actually vaporized. Now again I'm going to take this ferrous sulfate and heat it. So what happens? Ferrous sulfate upon heating will form two gases. Okay, so these two gases are very important. One is SO2, okay, another one is SO3, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, and one more thing is 2O3, that is ferric oxide. Okay, so I'll mention all the names so that you'll understand. So this is ferrous sulfate dot 7H2O. Okay, so I'll just write it as ferrous sulfate. Okay, now this is ferrous sulfate and 7 molecules of water is released. Upon further heating, what happens? This ferrous sulfate will give ferric oxide. This is ferric oxide. This is ferric oxide. Why it is called ferric oxide? Why not ferrous oxide? Because here you can see the Fe has +3 charge. Okay, so when Fe has +3 charge, it is ferric. So that is why we are calling it as ferric oxide. This is sulfur dioxide, and this one is sulfur trioxide. So now we need to balance the equation. So I guess there is 2 ions, so we can put 2 over here, and the remaining things are balanced. Okay, fine. Now this is ferrous sulfate. Okay, upon heating it forms FeSO4 and 7H2O. This FeSO4 without this water molecule, okay, without this water of crystallization, is called as anhydrous ferrous sulfate. Anhydrous ferrous sulfate. Now another important thing to remember is the color. So this color is very, very important, because only when you see the color change, you can get to know what is what. So initially, when you are taking the test tube and adding ferrous sulfate crystals, these crystals are green in color. Okay, this ferrous sulfate is green in color. Upon heating, okay, initial heating, this anhydrous ferrous sulfate is formed, which is white in color. Okay, once you observe white in color, you should not stop the reaction. You have to keep proceeding with heating. Once you keep proceeding with the heat, what happens? This white color will turn slightly brown. Okay, that brown is nothing but ferric oxide. So this ferric oxide is brown in color. So what is the color changes, guys? It is green to white, okay, then white to brown. So this color change is also very, very important. So this is one of the best example for thermal decomposition, where the complex ferrous sulfate is simplified to give ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So now you might ask, so we have observed all the color changes. Is there any smell? Think guys, it's very easy. Like you have sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. These both gives burning smell. Okay, burning sulfur smell. Burning sulfur smell, because this gas doesn't have any color. Okay, it is just a colorless gas. So only by smell we will get to know it is sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Okay, so with this we have done with one example. Now let us move on with the second example. Understand the formula, guys. Okay, if you don't know the formula, then it will be very difficult. Okay, so what is the formula for lead nitrate? PbNO3 twice, because it is Pb2 plus NO3 minus. So this 2 goes here. Okay, so it becomes PbNO3 twice, lead nitrate. Now let us heat the lead nitrate as we saw in the previous example. So in the previous example we heated the ferrous sulfate, right? Similarly, in this test tube we will add the lead nitrate. Upon heating, it will form nitrogen dioxide and oxygen gas is liberated, and then lead oxide is formed. So we form nitrogen dioxide, oxygen and lead oxide. So now we need to balance the equation. I can guess it is 2 and 2. So I guess it is balanced, and it is 4. Okay, 4 nitrogen. Yes, okay. So this is the balanced chemical equation for this experiment. So what I'm doing in this experiment, it is very simple. In the test tube, I'm taking the lead nitrate crystals. If I heat the lead nitrate, I'm getting some brown fumes. That brown fumes is nothing but nitrogen dioxide. So it is the brown fumes. Okay, we get brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen is also liberated, and then we have lead oxide. This lead oxide is yellow in color. Okay, so we will get yellow kind of salt. Okay, initially the salt was white in color. As you keep on heating the salt, the white salt gets converted into yellow. So this lead nitrate is white. So this white got converted to yellow color. So that means what? The lead nitrate form lead oxide. So by the color, we can get to know the compound. Also, we get brown fumes of nitrogen dioxide. So we also get brown fumes, which tells that is NO2 is liberated. So therefore, we saw the thermal decomposition of lead nitrate. So this is also a very important experiment, guys. So you can easily perform it in the lab, as well as from board exam point of view. This is very, very important.